What do you guys even know what you're doing here?
Not really. We really wing it every time.
All right.
All right, welcome back to the Garden Dirt. Today we have a very special guest, Nicholas Jensen.
Whoa, full name introduction.
Usually goes by Nick, but I like to call him Nicholas.
Ooh.
And he is our service general manager and a commercial project manager.
Yes.
So, the commercial project manager. We have one. So, we're going to get started with tell us about your journey. Tell us how you got started here.
Your journey.
My journey.
Tell us how your life
shoes.
story.
Forrest Gump, you been walking?
Tell us how you when you first got hired, how old were you? We don't have to give your age, I guess, but you can just
I don't have a problem with it.
tell us just how you got to where you are now.
I was hired in April of 2000. Started in April of
2000.
2000.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Long time ago. I was 19. Just hired as general labor, working on, at the time, it was at McLeod's house at their complex. Started there, kept working my way through, went from that project to commercial retaining walls and pavers in 2002. Worked my way through that. In 2006 was named project manager for residential and commercial. So I was running all the crews within the company at that point. 2015, we hired another project manager specifically for residential. So I could focus more on the commercial side of things and developing that division a little bit more.
And why did you go to commercial? Did you have the choice to do residential or commercial, or did you prefer that?
I prefer commercial, simply because it's working with contractors all the time. It is working with a lot of the same contractors, so you get to build that rapport over years. Some of these guys that I've been working with them for 15 plus years. So it's that relationship that we have that really makes things work smoothly. And when things go sideways, because in this world and when we work outside, shit hits the fan and we got to figure it out. And they know that together we can make that happen.
So you did commercial for how long?
Commercial project manager.
Well, I know you're still doing it, but
Yeah.
so we got up to 2006, and
No,
then
we
you
got up
kind
to
of just
2015.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
1-5.
missed a part.
So, so 2015, we hired another residential project manager, because we had grown so much. The workload was tremendous at the time. So we hired that person and kept growing the business to what it is today. Was able to hire another PM for the residential side. So we have 2 project managers there, and along with we also added a new construction project manager in that position as well, just to help facilitate the day-to-day running of the business and the crews. It became very apparent in the mid-2000s that the structure of a salesman selling the project and ordering the materials and managing it and keeping communication going with the homeowner, that was our biggest hiccup as far as growing and expanding the business. There's only so much time that you can devote to any of those things, and you spread yourself out so thin, it becomes an issue, and you're doing too much, so you're not truly being the best you can at what you're best at, if that makes any sense.
Makes a ton of sense.
I get it.
So, do you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So you're the commercial project manager.
Mhm.
So tell us briefly, kind of what that means for people who are not familiar with this industry.
So, commercial landscape and hardscape, we take care of all city municipal work, work for the DOT, work for big commercial projects. Anything that's outside of a residential home, we kind of gets lumped into the commercial side of things. So, commercial developments, big buildings,
Do a lot of
streetscape
roundabouts.
projects. We do, roundabouts, retaining walls for street redos. We do a tremendous amount of planting A lot of trees, a lot of shrubs, perennials, and then maintenance work on top of that. Making sure things survive, and a lot of times that's the biggest thing is getting it in the ground. Is you're not done. A lot of these contracts we have 1 year warranty period. If it's a state funded DOT project, you're running 2 years. So, and that's 2 years from final completion of the project, which doesn't necessarily mean the day I'm done. It's 2 years from that day. It's final acceptance. It could be, so I'm done, say, July 1. They don't accept the project until November 1. Then my warranty doesn't start until then. Then I go 2 years from that point. So it realistically can roll to 2.5.
So, question about the watering, because when we do residential project or residential landscapes and stuff, the homeowners then water the plants. Who is responsible for watering the plants when it's a commercial job or it's a city job? Does the city do it? Do we send a water truck back? Explain that a little bit.
It is in our contract for city work and state work.
So you're supposed to water for the first 1 to 2 growing seasons. We water anything we install for the first 1 to 2 years?
Depending, that's where things can get a little bit in the gray area. It's like, well, then you got to figure out, okay, I was here. This stuff is established and thriving. It's rained. Unless we go into like a drought spell I always use it as like 30 days without at least an inch of rain, accumulative, then we'll do some supplemental watering. Gotcha. What we don't want to do, and what I think a lot of people make a mistake on, is if they see something stressing out, their instant reaction is to dump more water on it.
Yeah.
It's dry, it's thriving. That will do as much harm or more as watering.
Yeah.
Because you drowned it out. There's no oxygen. It dies.
And we talked about that a little in the second episode. I think it was the second one, about how people just water, and it'll actually end up doing more harm than good.
It becomes detrimental. It just basically sits in a pond.
Yeah.
So do you prefer having a 2-year watering contract?
No,
than the one.
No, I prefer a 1 year.
Then turn it over to them.
Then turn it over to them. But that is just like for city and state stuff.
Yep.
Commercial properties, if we're doing it for a developer, a lot of ours are 30 to 45 days because you should have establishment.
Yep.
30 or 45. After that, if they choose, they can contract us out to water additional at that set rate.
Gotcha. So it's kind of like residential, and some of those that we do, in our contract will be we water for 30 days after we sod, or
very, very similar.
Similar to it.
Yeah, very similar. We try to monitor it as best we can, and educate our people the best we can with, okay, at least it's silly to say, but I purchase moisture meters off Amazon all the time. Stick the damn thing in the ground.
Right.
It takes a lot of the guesswork of, I think this is dry,
right,
out of it. Because you can scrape the top, mulch off around your tree rings, and look and touch. But unless you're down there 6 inches, you don't know. It could be just a pond down there.
Right.
Well, that's kind of your commercial world a little bit. Tell us a little bit about, so then recently in the last, probably a year ago, I think it was, you became the service general manager too. So how does your job also work with, you obviously work with a lot of subcontractors and everything in the commercial world and your landscape crews, but then tell us a little bit about your day-to-day as the general manager too.
That's a tough one. Because quite honestly, day-to-day as general manager, some days are quiet. You don't have issues. To me, that position is more about the people, and
you go out and kiss babies or what?
No, I don't go out and kiss babies. It's more about the people that work here.
I got you.
And managing individuals to be the best that they can be. At the end of the day, we want all of our people to be able to earn a living, come into work safely, go home. And if they're having troubles with that, we pull them aside and we talk to them. Sometimes nicely, Sometimes not so much.
Not Nick.
It's just
comes out.
it's just me. I mean, I don't really.
But that includes everyone. So like we've talked a lot about the crews and the project management side of
Yes.
things, but that includes designers, sales, maintenance. So you work, with you get to talk to the mowers, and you're involved in snow coordination too, and maintenance.
Everybody that works in the service department,
Mechanics.
I try to do my best to have contact with them a bare minimum of twice a week.
Yeah.
Now that's could be 80 plus people, but that is my goal. Just a personal random goal is to at least know everybody's name.
That is a good
have
start.
some information about them. Hey, how's the family? How's this? What's going on? Because I need them to feel comfortable. If something's wrong, I would prefer to have them come to me with it.
Well, it's kind of a safety thing too in this industry. Like if your mind's not in the right place and they're out operating machinery and stuff, it
is. It can be that way. But a lot of it's just, hey, what's going on, or if you need something, let me know. I can't fix a problem if I don't know that it's a problem.
Right. Yeah.
I may give you a hard time and talk a whole lot of shit in the process, but at the end of the day, I would say
Feels like I can attest to that.
Most everybody here knows that if they have a problem,
at the end of the day, you care.
I do care.
You are secretly a softie.
I am. But, without everybody working as a whole for the common goal, this doesn't work.
Right.
Whether it's myself in the position I'm in, whether it's a salesperson, whether it's a landscape, an assistant, foreman, a guy that just started 2 days ago. Look, at the end of the day, if we're not all have the same goal in mind, shit gets off base really fast. And it's amazing how one unhappy person can really derail a really good thing. And so you really got to take your time to make sure that your people.
Yeah.
I've been very, very blessed to work with some extremely good people. A lot of them for many, many years.
Yeah.
That have worked here. I can give examples of people who have been through some really, really tough times, and we've worked through it, and we've come out of it, and they're better people. They're terrific employees. They're good friends. At the end of the day, it's what it's about.
Well, and that's what I think is really cool about Culver's too, is like, yes, it is a family-oriented business, but also like, this is so cheesy, but I do feel like we all care about each other like family, and like people, I mean, in retail too, like, their lives, their stories, what's going on, and you work through things together. It's not just, you can't come to work one day, okay, you're fired. Like,
the analogy I always give is we are a big company. There's a lot of people that work here, but you're not a number. We're going to know your name. You're going to know ours. You're going to have constant access.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a phone call away. If my office door is closed and something's going on, it's shoot me a text, call me, give me an email. I'll get back to you.
Well, and I feel like you have a lot of similar experiences too, like working with all your crews and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you get to know them, and it's a form of connection with everybody.
More like, to your point, we're with each other more than we are our families.
Well, yeah.
Oh, 100%.
So,
yeah.
You know them like family.
Yeah.
Well, they are family.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, no one's going to do anything that you need them to do if they don't like you or you mistreat them, right?
Yeah.
If you ask them to do a task, they're not going to be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go do that for you when they dislike you.
Mm-hmm.
So, at the end of the day, it's all just...
Well, and a respect thing, too.
Exactly.
You respect them,
you respect
and they respect
them,
you. And
you get it back.
It's mutual.
Respect them. Yeah. Respect their time.
Yeah, for sure.
Because when inevitably it comes down to it, and we've lost time to weather that we can't control as much as we would like to. Hey guys, we're behind. We really need to roll some Saturdays here. We need to do this to get back on pace. If they respect you and know you're right there in the trenches with them, or have been, they're more apt to do it.
Oh, absolutely.
And give you everything they got.
Yep.
Yeah. So, kind of going back to the commercial side of things a little bit, what was like one defining project for you, or what was maybe your favorite project you worked on, or something that, I don't know, made you feel really good about what you were doing?
There's a lot of them that stick out in my head. You know, I could go clear back to 2002 as really, really young, wound up. And people will tell you I was not always the nicest about it. But, I mean, we spent literally day and night when the Home Depot here in town was getting built. And it was a lot.
I hear the Home Depot story all the time.
It is a lot. We threw a lot of block. We worked a lot of hours.
Well, and so you say 2002. Is that like one of your first big commercial projects? And
I would say that was, yeah, as far as the commercial division.
So it was probably stressful for everybody because it was
one
of your first big things.
It was big, but we really, not to oversimplify it, but we did. It was like, look, we got X amount of square footage to put up a day.
Yeah.
We have this much square footage that we got to get done by this time frame. Okay, you do the math, and we got to throw 15 pallets a day, plus backfill, plus compaction. That's what we got to get done to do it again tomorrow.
Well, and tell them what it is. I kind of cut you off before you got to it. It was a retaining wall.
So there's multiple retaining walls on that site, one of which holds up the whole southeast corner of that building.
Yeah.
So that wall's 35 feet tall. You go look at it today, you don't see that, because we literally got that thing 13 feet out of the ground, and they buried the whole thing for Barry. Talk about defeating. It's like, we're 13 feet out of the ground, we're going to 35, and you just buried every bit of it. It's like you're laying base all over again.
That's crazy.
And then up we went.
I actually have videos of Nick working on this project.
Really? I'd like to see that.
They're on so we have on our main YouTube account, the 40th anniversary of landscape.
I don't think there was video cameras back then. That's a long time ago, Katie.
Tam videoed it on her camcorder, and she sent it to me for the compilation of the 40th anniversary video, and I put on there Nick Jensen working on the retaining wall.
That's the intro to this podcast.
I'll just play it. Commercial break.
Clip.
So that one sticks out because I was so young, and
is that when you were like, okay, as defeating as that moment was, I want to do this?
Oh, I was all in.
Yeah.
From the beginning, I really was. It was like I identified this company as, okay, we have an ownership group that will give us the tools we need to do our job. Do not micromanage us. Let us go and do what we're passionate about, and try to move the company in the right direction. Let's grow this thing.
Yeah.
We're all in it together. Very rarely have I been told, no, we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. Well,
take it and run with it.
Yes.
So, sorry, go ahead.
So, that was that. We did a tremendous amount of brickwork down at Iowa River Landing in Coralville. Like the whole main road going in. That was all hand laid. I mean, that's
Lululemon.
a 4-inch by 8-inch brick, one at a time, up the road from what is the Hyatt now is the Marriott then, all the way up to First Ave.
Yeah.
I mean,
how long did that take?
That was probably 3.5, 4 months. If I remember correctly, 125,000 square feet of brick laid on an asphalt setting bed, all the way up the road.
So I have had a few questions sparked in my brain.
Go for it.
Since here. This is kind of for both of you, because you guys talk about how you said that you were in it, you were passionate about it, you like how the owners let you just run with it and do what you're passionate about. Personally, for me, I don't like manual labor. I don't like being outside.
Never would have guessed.
I know. I'm like, I love what I do in retail, but the other day, I literally was carrying block for him bullets for Phil and laying him and I just even hated that. It was like 10 minutes of that. And so speak to your jobs a little bit and actually going through it and why people love what they do here, because I think there's a lot of people in the outside world, not in this industry, that just don't understand it. And so kind of speak to why you guys are passionate about it, because personally I cannot relate. I love seeing the project go from the beginning to the end, but I like to photograph it.
So you want to know what
entices
when
people
we
about it?
hire
and you
someone
guys?
here.
Why
and
do they
start,
want to work here?
Why do they want to stay here?
Yeah, and why do they enjoy building patios? Why do they enjoy
the physical labor?
Yeah, the physical labor. Because helping with our own patio, did not love it. Helping with the landscaping we did the other day, not my favorite. So I'm just curious,
it's a mindset of, look, I'm not necessarily, and I'm using myself as an example. I'm not a student. Not ever going to pretend to be, I'm the guy that's going to sit in a classroom. You give it to me on a piece of paper, and I take this two-dimensional drawing that's on a piece of paper, and I go out there and I look and I say, all right, I see it, and it's just bare lawn. Might fall off. You might have 8 feet of elevation change. I take this two-dimensional drawing and I turn it into a spectacular living space, an outdoor whatever oasis for somebody. At the end of the day, I walk away from that and go, I did it. You can't take it from me.
So it's like a pride thing.
It's definitely.
Oh, it's an ego thing for me.
I mean, I do understand
I don't want
that.
to
I'm just
sound
trying
like
to explain it for other
cocky
people.
and egotistical, but I did that. Or
every time you drive by Home Depot,
our guys did that.
Yeah.
I've had the opportunity to work on some amazing projects, some beautiful stuff, some stuff I really scratched my head at and went, who the hell came up with this and what sadistic mind put this on paper? I can think back to, I think it was 2000, it was 15 or 16. We were working in Milwaukee at one point at Harley-Davidson. I also had a crew working in downtown Des Moines. 2 completely different projects, but I was spread 7 hours apart, and it was back and forth. The Des Moines project was literally downtown Des Moines on Walnut Street. It was 6 different colors of brick, ranging from shades of light gray to dark gray to light charcoal to dark charcoal, all seamed through in a random lay. I mean, it was crazy, but we figured out a way to do it.
And when you were done with it, you're like,
it's amazing. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just...
So it's about really creating something from nothing.
It's about taking pallets of block that show up on the parkway.
Yeah.
And turning it into something in the backyard that you walk away with. It just... The homeowners... My favorite parts when the homeowners are like, I can't see it. I don't... You're going over it with them in the pre-construction
from the beginning.
And they're in the beginning, and they're like, I can't see it. And I'm like, just trust me. It's going to get a lot worse before it gets better, but you're going to love it.
Yeah, embrace the destruction.
Yeah.
The first week it's just, we're going to go in and we're going to tear the shit out of everything.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, our patio even, we looked outside the other day and I was like, it's just so weird to think when we moved in, it was just all grass out there and nothing. No plants. Now we have over 60 plants that I have to water and patio and this just outdoor living space, and that's what it is. And it's just crazy to think it went from completely nothing to that. So
and that can be, same thing can be said for the industry as a whole,
right?
Because when I started 25 years ago, I mean, a paver patio in your backyard was a Holland stone, just a rectangular brick. If you got real crazy, you put a little band around there, a soldier course or a sailor of a different color. That was bougie. That was high end. And to where the industry has gone with the manufacturers being able to add so many colors, textures, different sizes, patterns. It has really grown. And in my 25 years, it's gone from pretty basic, or what I would consider basic now, to this is crazy.
Yeah.
What
I've seen some really
what's
cool
the next
patios.
What's the next 20, 25 years going to bring?
Well, that's the thing. And what just happened, it was the thing I texted you about for a post, the river thing. The color river or something. Isn't that kind of, or new to us?
It's
or
new,
something?
Yeah, it's a new color of a state wall.
Yeah, so I feel like we've been in this for so long and people tend to think it's the same stuff, what are you offering and stuff.
Well,
but even
constantly.
I mean, it's just every single year there's something new that we're offering.
I mean, if you want to really see, you got to meet with one of our designers and go through all the product and the options. It can be overwhelming.
Yeah.
Well,
But we'll narrow it down for you.
Absolutely.
And quite honestly, big kudos to the sales staff, the designer who have that. I can take this color scheme and put it together on paper. I don't have that ability. That's not me. You give it to me, I will build the damn thing.
Yeah.
But I don't have that vision of that color's going to look good with this and all that. I've never had that drive. That's never been my focus. It wasn't my focus when I was going through college design. My focus was always construction and building it and getting to the point where I didn't have to be the guy doing the work all the time, but I wanted to always have my fingers in it.
Yeah.
Always be tied to it.
So speaking of sales and stuff, tell us a little bit about commercial landscape and hardscape, how it works between you and Mike.
Okay. So Michael, a lot of our projects.
Did you just call him Michael?
No.
Oh, you're saying Mike Will.
Mike.
I'm like, I've never heard you call him by his full name.
So
I have.
Mike will pull the plans in a lot of our projects since they're public bid. This is not, we don't necessarily design anything commercial.
Well, and explain what public bid is too. Briefly.
So any contractor out there can bid on a project for the city or the state, as long as they're vetted and they're insured and bonded.
So, like, for example, when Marion does a project or when Cedar Rapids, they don't just come to us and say, hey, can you do this?
No, it's taxpayer dollars. It has to go out for public bid.
Yes, and then we submit a bid for it.
We submit a bid.
And we have to get chosen.
Low bid wins. That's it. The low number wins.
So anytime we do like a roundabout or anything, it's because we submitted the best bid.
Yeah, we submitted the lowest bid.
Yeah.
And then it falls on to me and the guys to go, this is what we got in it. We got to get it done in this, because at the end of the day,
you have to make it match.
You got to make the dollars and cents.
Otherwise, we take a loss.
Yeah.
Because we agreed to that bid. Yeah.
So that becomes part of the challenge for us is it's already specified what materials you're using, what your materials, your schedule, everything else. It becomes to us to figure out, get real creative on how can we do this more efficiently? How can we be the most efficient so we can maximize how much square footage we can put in a day? How many trees we can plant a day? All this. And it becomes a scheduling game of, all right, I need this material now. I got this is scheduled to deliver on Monday. This is coming on Wednesday, so on and so forth. You get into some really large projects with a lot of plant material. You're talking, 10,000 perennials, thousands of shrubs, hundreds of trees.
Which is crazy.
It is. So you take that plan and you blow it up, and I do it. I'll literally hang it on my wall, and I take it I phase it. So Mike will pull his plans off of, they all get submitted to like a website where anybody can go pull them off. Mike searches them out, finds them. He will, once he finds the material, he goes through, gets all of his square footage, how much material's on it, what do we need for square yards of this, square feet of that, pulls all of his numbers together. Then a lot of times he'll put it together and he'll throw it on my desk and it's never the bid. I don't want to see what his numbers are. I want to build this in my head and see what I think it's going to take to do the job. So I'll come up with, this is what I think about man hours. And it's like, this is what I think. What do you got? And then we have sometimes lively conversations about you're way off base, or Nick, you're really, I think you're too aggressive on this. What about this? It even comes down to, you may bid a project in 2024, and you're not going to touch it until 26. It's just the size of some of this stuff. So, and then you try to okay, they start here. That's one of the most enjoyable things and most frustrating at the same time that I have. It's like, okay, we bid this job. They start here. So I need to understand the job as a whole. I need to understand how long it's going to take the underground contractor to put all of their pipe in the ground, what it's going to take for the paving contractor to do their stuff. So I can try to figure out 2 years down the line when they think they're going to need me on a project, because if it's July or August, it's hotter than hell. Your production slows down. If I can be turned over to a project in April, I got rain. May and October, those are what I call those are HPDs. They're high production days. It's cool outside. The guys don't get so tired, and we can just go to town.
People move faster.
Yeah, I mean, it boils down in all of our worlds. If you're blue collar and you work outside, what the wild card is always the weather. What are you gonna get? And then constantly looking at the forecast of, all right, it looks like they're calling for rain on Sunday or Monday. We got to be at this point before we can walk away from this for a weekend, because if we're not, we come back and it's all mud and you can't do anything. Then you're waiting for things to dry, which is fine in the summer. It dries quick. You start getting rain events in October and November, you could be mudded off of a job for a week without getting back in there and hoping you don't get any more weather on top of it.
What's a piece of advice that you would give someone entering this industry?
As a, just entry level?
Just entry level.
Like,
and
maybe a piece of advice you'd want to give your younger self.
Well, somebody coming... No, we got to keep
He's
it
like,
PG.
we have to...
No,
Like, we
but
don't have
somebody
that much time.
somebody that is just got hired, is here, you see them all green with their gloves and their lunchbox and their fresh white or red shirt that still has crease marks, not faded yet, and you see them and you're like,
listen, just you may think, and I was guilty of it when I was young, I'm guilty of it today, you may think you know it all, but there's 100 ways to do something. Somebody else may have a better way. I learn something every day, and it's the willingness to listen and learn that will take you so much further, whether it's in this industry or anywhere. It will take you so far as to learn from somebody else. There may be a young kid that comes up with a good idea, or there's some new fandangled, bullshit out there that's going to make your life easier.
right.
Show us. Always
Absolutely.
open to it.
Yeah.
Never have a problem with being open to ideas. I'm wrong more than I'm right, and I learn from being wrong. So just come in with an open mind and the willingness to work hard, and you can go. The sky's the limit, whether it's here or any place else.
Tell us about what's the biggest lesson you've learned.
Patience.
Patience with people, with projects, everything.
Patience in general.
Life.
Patience in general is what I've learned. It's the biggest thing. It's still a problem for me at times. I am not by nature a patient person. I get wound up and I get pretty let's go. I mean, I've calmed down quite a bit in the last couple of years, but there was a point,
kinda sad.
and I will admit it, that I was a lit fuse a lot of the time, and it did not take much for me to explode. Now, the advantage of when I
everybody
did
in
that,
this room remembers that, Nick.
yeah,
Yes.
but at least I feel, it's just the way I feel, if I blew up at you, you damn well earned it.
Oh, yeah.
And I would, as soon as it was done, it's done. I don't remember it. It's said, fix the problem, and move forward. Okay, we addressed it. I probably addressed it more aggressively than I needed to, but I got my point across.
Sure did.
I've never been one to be very, nice about things. I can get pretty...
You're really gassing yourself up right now.
Well, it's true. It's just what it is.
You've mellowed out a little bit.
I've mellowed out
You
a lot.
become more patient.
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
It's happened a lot.
So we have this segment called Getting to the Root of It, where our customers or viewers or people on social media will submit questions.
Okay.
So we have some questions that have been submitted. So I'm going to read them quick. So the first one is from Amy on Instagram. How do you keep the hardscape project level?
Level?
Yeah, I don't know if that's like
You don't ever want it level.
the ground level.
Unless it's a retaining wall. Keep in mind, if it's a patio, you always have to deal with rainwater. Everything's got to have a slope or a swale. You have to be conscious of it constantly about where's the water going to run. You don't want it pooling at the house. You don't want it pooling, period. You got to get it out of a project. A lot of the challenge, we'll do some very intricate stuff. We have seat walls, and all of a sudden, you got 1,000 square foot of patio sitting there, and you've got seat walls on 3 sides. So I got to take all this water that used to fall on this lawn and get absorbed, that now falls on hard surface, and I got to direct it out. I gotta move it in a way it may not want to move to get it out to a point where it's not going to cause problems to the structure that it's adjacent to.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, second one. This might be more for Phil. I have an old hardscape. Oh, this is from Jenny, by the way. I have an old hardscape / landscape that I want taken out and redone. Do you take old hardscape or landscapes out?
Yes. Rip and tear.
All the time.
All
It's
the
Phil's
time.
favorite thing, rip and tear.
My favorite's rip and tear. It's my favorite thing when we can take it all out and start fresh.
And
It's
so for the
much
people who
easier.
didn't watch the last one, explain rip and tear.
We'll watch the last one.
Facts.
No, but rip and tear is when we come in and just take everything out. We don't save anything. We're taking your rock, your plants, your edging,
Concrete slabs.
slabs, everything out, and we're starting fresh with a whole new plan.
So a lot of people, like our friends who got a landscape done, they were wondering if you had a concrete slab in the back because they bought a new house. And a lot of them now come with a little concrete slab in the back for like a little patio.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, okay, so how do we add on to it, or how do we make it look nice with that? And I think a lot of people don't realize we can just take it out.
We will take it out.
Yeah, so
And if you're building
you don't
a new
have to
house,
leave it on.
You can, before they pour that pad, you can consult with us. And
Yeah, and you
tell
can
them
tell
to
them
leave the
not
pad
to.
out.
And then we'll
It'll
just...
save you a little bit of money, and
Yeah.
you'll get,
Otherwise, we
full
can
value.
add on to it.
Correct.
We'll design something where we add on if you want, but we can also just take everything out.
we take out a lot of concrete pads every year to put in patios.
Yeah, reconstruction of stuff is a large part of what we do. Not on the commercial side of things as much, but it happens. But on the residential side, it's like, look, this house was built 20 years ago, 30 years ago. We haven't done anything with it. You just got to go in there and literally bomb it out.
Yeah.
You tear everything out, and you take it right back down to the foundation and build it back up.
Don't be scared. It'll be better.
Go in with
Right,
fresh
yep.
and clean, and at the end of the day, you'll have a little shock and awe when you show up after the first day and it's gone.
Oh yeah.
And then, but by the time we're done, it'll be great.
The last question was submitted by Dave on our website. He is wondering, do you come out and look at the area I want redone? If so, how do I schedule that?
So, yeah. The way that process would work is either submit online to...
We have like web forms online.
Yes. So submit your web form of what you're looking for. Have a good idea of what have a overall scope of what you're thinking.
And there's check boxes on
Yes.
there.
Fill that out online or call us
Yeah.
and schedule an appointment. They will schedule an appointment, initial contact based off of kind of what you're looking for and what you're wanting, and they will assign that to a salesperson, a designer, that will come out and do an initial contact. It is just hi, my name is, and we're gonna, what are we looking at doing here?
And the consultation's free.
Consultation is free. They will come back, work with what you guys talked about, put it on paper, set up a presentation.
And same with the maintenance. So we we have on our website, if you go to the landscape page, you can fill out a landscape request form. If you go to the maintenance page, you can fill out a maintenance request form. And there are different check boxes on there that you can check off what you're looking for. If you don't know and you need some ideas, there's also a spot on that for that as well. But then once we get those forms and we can send them directly to the landscape building, to the maintenance person. We will send them to the person that they need to go to. So that might be a quick way to get in. Otherwise, too, we always have somebody here Monday through Friday. You can just call us.
If you're listening to this and you're thinking about you want something done, now's the time.
Yeah.
Because we are already, filling up. We're already selling for 26.
Mm-hmm.
Get on the books, because if you wait until April, there's a good chance that by the time you start the process, and it's not by the time initial contact, they get a design together, you do a presentation, you do a revision or two, it's 4 weeks, 6 weeks to pay, depending on schedules.
Yeah.
So if you got something in mind that you want, at least make the phone call and start things in motion.
Well, yeah, because that doesn't include the schedule for labor.
Yeah.
We do first come, first serve.
Yep.
Correct.
Yeah, based off contract signing. When that contract is signed and the down payment is received, it goes on the schedule. There's no more fair way to do it than you signed this date, you're next in line. And we schedule out. At times we're 3 weeks, at times we're 12.
I was going to say, so like if they wait till April next year to even start the process, even get an idea, they might be looking at early fall.
Yeah, it depends on the size of the project, but
depends on how busy we get.
Yeah, if it's a large project, we may not break ground until October.
Our last segment is What's the Dirt? And this is where we ask people from the industry, and people can submit it online, but like funny stories that have happened on job sites, or just something that went wrong, or like if you had a DIY project go wrong. Well, this week, lucky for you, we didn't have any submissions for that part of the segment.
Good
but
deal.
So that means you get to tell us something.
Oh, I got to come up with
you
something
get to tell us a funny
head.
story, or just something that happened.
Or something that a landscape that you've come across that is almost...
It doesn't even have to be Culver specific.
Yeah,
it could be
something that we've had to fix, or that you've seen, or...
See, this is where, a layout, an outline would have been real handy that I requested.
No. Raw and uncut on the spot.
I'll give you your raw and uncut.
Oh, that's not GM like.
HR. Do we need to have HR sitting on these?
Nope. I have run across a lot, and I don't understand why it is, but I've come across a lot of retaining wall issues. Retaining wall failures, that people think they can take the small block that they can buy from the box store and stack it as high as they want, and it does not. It fails.
So you're thinking DIY projects, like people at home trying to do it themselves.
Both.
Or other landscape companies.
I have seen.
We won't name names. No, but other landscape companies.
I have seen numerous occasions where other landscape companies will go install something, and it's like, what is going on? What, you know better. You cut corners.
Yeah.
It's what it was. You bid this, or somebody got a bid from a reputable company that was going to do it correctly and build it so it lasts. I mean, as much as I like all of our customers and want to do work, I don't want to redo work.
Right.
Our goal and our mentality is, we do it once,
do it right.
We do it right, and we go do another project for you. But the amount of walls or patios that we have had to come in after the fact, after somebody else has done it, and tear it down, and at the end of the day, the end user, whether it be the homeowner or the business owner, they pay the price because they already paid XYZ to do it. Now they pay me to come in and pay a demo price because I got to tear everything out. There's no salvaging it. It's just gut the damn thing.
Well, that's the thing. Some people are like, can you just come fix this little corner? And that's not really how it works.
No, because once you get into it, you get these retaining walls, and then you start, there's no backfill. It's all dirt, or, you just can't.
I've come across patios where, whether it was a homeowner, whether it was another, company, where instead of putting any base rock down, anything in the compaction to make sure you're building on a solid base, they'll just throw sand in 6-8 inches deep, like it's a damn beach. And then you're build a patio and expecting it not to move or have problems. It's just a recipe for disaster. There's a lot of very good people out there that do tremendous work, just do your homework.
How about your blanket?
My blanket? Yeah. You know, they made me a blanket that they found a picture of me from my early 20s. So I have a full-size blanket in my own damn face.
Were you working here?
Yeah, I was working here.
It was at the Christmas party.
Somebody gave it to you at the Christmas party?
No, they took it out of one of the albums.
It was in an album.
Oh!
It was a picture.
And the guy snapped the picture
the photo
of it.
albums that were out.
Yes.
Like, we had at a Christmas party, like, the history albums out.
And
so they took a picture of it.
And then they took around a donation without Nick knowing. And
To
we
buy
all
the
put
blanket.
money in, and we got this blanket.
And where is this blanket now?
It's in my office.
Hung up?
Nope.
Why not?
It's a hideous.
Oh, because you cuddle.
I usually get it and hang it up.
Some
on his
days when I've had
birthdays.
a bad day, I need a good cry. It's my blanket.
See, everybody cries. Even Nick.
Yeah, even the heartless ones.
That's weeping. Heavy sobbing.
Heavy sobbing.
Next time I'll let you prepare a
If you're
story.
going to ask me questions, like specific stories, that would be helpful.
Okay.
If you want to just
now you know.
go from input.
Hey, I will just say, if you watched our previous episodes, you would have known that. We had that segment.
I don't know where to source this particular content.
Any platform.
Literally any platform.
All right.
All right, well, now you know for next time you'll come with a funny story.
Okay. When's next? Next week?
No, we got to get other people on here. Don't be greedy.
Don't be greedy.
Bob's next week.
You want viewers, you got to have the,
You got to have you.
Yeah.
Gotta have the big dog on campus.
Yeah. Need a bigger room.
Oh, don't even get me started.
That wall's coming down.
It is not coming down.
I have been begging Nick to knock the wall down, and he will not.
No.
Todd said I can Kool-Aid man it.
Yeah. He said we can run through it.
Was that how many
Bottles of wine
beverages
in?
were involved?
A lot, but I do
Three-quart
have
pop
video
or
proof
after?
of it being said.
I'm sure you do. No, we're not taking that wall down.
We'll
just
see.
build it. We'll build a better space.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see when we get there, when we're famous. All right, well, thank you so much for joining us, being our second guest on the podcast.
Okay. Thank you.
Someone's got to say the catchphrase.
Oh, yeah, Jordan's not on here, so Phil, you have to say his catchphrase.
I don't even remember what it was.
And that's the dirt.
And that's the dirt.